All right, let's get into the predictions for week 14, top 25. Now, usually this is on our private channel, but I figure it's Thanksgiving week, and I want y'all to be thankful for these picks. First up, we got Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is beating Mississippi State. This is a rivalry week matchup, but it won't be close. Next up, we got Utah beating Kansas, and it's going to be by a lot. Utah is still in the playoff picture. They're a little bit outside of the conversation, but I think a big win here could help their case. And maybe not for the playoffs, but at least for an opportunity to be in the Big 12 championship game, which I do believe they will be in. Now, Georgia Tech versus UGA. Now, there's a lot of ways we could look at this football game. One, Georgia, they have the skilled players. I mean, they have tons of speed on the outside. However, Georgia Tech is very good. And they didn't look that good because Pittsburgh has a really good offensive line. Pittsburgh ran for like 200 yards on the ground. Now, Georgia, when they move the ball, it's lateral first with screen passes. I don't think that's going to work on Georgia Tech like that. Now, am I saying Georgia Tech's going to go out there and blow out Georgia? No. Are they going to win? Most likely not. But is Georgia Tech going to lose by a lot? I doubt it. I think there is a good chance that Georgia Tech is going to have a play at the end of the game where they have a possibility to win this ball game. I just don't think Georgia has this overpowering offensive line that Pittsburgh had against Georgia Tech. Football is all about matchups. Georgia Tech matches up very well with Georgia. If Georgia changes up their game plan and starts running the ball with Gunnar Stockton all the time and going deep with Zachariah Branch, it could get ugly. But that's not going to be their game plan. It's going to be screen pass left, a couple slant routes, some drag routes, very predictable plays by Georgia. Safe plays. So I think anyone can win that matchup. Now, Indiana versus Purdue is going to be an ugly game, and Indiana should win by a lot. I got Texas A&M beating Texas pretty bad. I don't know if Texas really has I don't think they have a game plan to win this game. And it's not from coaching, it's just from personnel. I don't know if they have enough offensive production to put up a fight like South Carolina did last week or a few weeks ago. Arizona and Arizona State is going to be a good matchup, and I think the winner of this game has a possibility of going to the Big 12 championship game if a lot of things happen in the background with some losses here and there throughout the Big 12. But most likely that's not going to happen. This is just a good rivalry matchup, and I got ASU winning. Now, Michigan versus Ohio State. They have Ohio State 9.5 favorites. I think Ohio State will win, but I don't think Ohio State's going to win by a lot if they do even win. Remember, this is going down in the Big House. That's Ann Arbor, Michigan, for you folks who don't know the name of the stadium. I think Michigan has a good enough team to beat Ohio State. And it's really going to come from the defense. If Michigan can slow down Ohio State, I'm talking under 2 touchdowns. All Michigan needs is a lucky play, and they can win. And if Michigan wins, I think you will see 4 Big Ten teams in the CFB. And I think that's good for the sport if Michigan goes. Now, Texas Tech, I think Texas Tech has no problem beating West Virginia. Shout out my Mountaineer fans. So I was going to make a separate video for Miami and Pitt, but I figured I'd just join it all together. Miami is in trouble. I think they're going to have the same scenario that Georgia Tech just went through. Pitt's got an offensive line, a running attack that is really too much, I think, for Miami. Pittsburgh's been looking like the championship Pittsburgh team from like 76 when they had Tony Dorsett. I got Miami losing. And that's going to shake up the ACC a lot. But yeah, I got Miami losing. I got them losing by a field goal. Now, BYU, they're going against UCF, and I do have BYU winning, and there's nothing else to say about that. Washington is a good enough team to beat Oregon. I don't think they're going to beat Oregon. I just feel like they're good enough to do it. I think the problem with Washington, there's not enough motivation to win this game. I don't think there's a mathematical scenario where Washington goes to the CFP if they win. Unfortunately, they lost to Wisconsin, and I think that loss is the reason they're going to lose this game right here against Oregon. They're just not motivated enough to win, but they are competitive enough to play with Oregon. I got Oklahoma beating LSU, and Vandy's going to beat Tennessee, but unfortunately for Vandy, the only way I see them going, if there's some sort of miracle upset like Oklahoma losing to LSU, and I don't see that happening. I mean, LSU parted ways with Brian Kelly, and they pretty much tanked the entire season with that move. I really wish they would have waited to the end of the season, but unfortunately, I think Vandy's going to go 10-2, and they're going to be left out. So the Commonwealth Cup, I mean, Virginia's usually not too polished in this game. I think Virginia Tech is just in shambles, so I got UVA winning no matter what. And I think it's going to be more than 10 points. I think UVA is going to come out with all the energy because they know if they win this ACC championship, they can be looking at the CFB. I think Auburn doesn't have a team to compete with Alabama. It's a rivalry game. Yes, it's the Iron Bowl. We get it. But have y'all looked at Auburn this season? I have. And I just think Alabama's way better. I got Alabama winning by 2 scores. Now, if there's like some random field goal attempt and a return for a touchdown, man, who knows? Maybe Auburn can win. But I don't think that's going to happen. UCLA. I actually think they're a good enough team to beat USC. The problem is they lost so many games so early on. I don't know if they're taking this game serious enough, even though it's a rivalry game. USC still has a lot to play for. There is a mathematical scenario of like 5% chance that they can go to the CFP. I got a feeling USC is going to win this game. And yes, I do think it's going to be about 3 touchdowns. Tulane's going to win. I just don't think Charlotte has a squad that can compete with Tulane. I got SMU over Cal. And Notre Dame is going to beat Stanford. I just don't see Stanford. I don't see them putting a team together to beat Notre Dame or any sort of game plan, strategy, whatever. Now, those are the picks for the top 25. I want you all to have a good holiday. Get some turkey, and we're going to see what happens.